Assalamualaikum. Welcome back, dear kids, to the Ashra Mubashara Kids series. This is part 2 of the inspiring story of Saeed ibn Zaid radiallahu one of the 10 companions promised Jannah by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the previous episode, we learned about Saeed's noble character, his generosity, humility, and quiet strength. We discovered how he rejected fame and power, even leaving behind the grand palace of Damascus just to stay sincere to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and serve as a simple soldier. But Saeed's story did not end there. In today's episode, we'll explore what happened later in his life, how he faced false accusations with patience, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answered his heartfelt dua, and how he left this world with dignity and honor. His final days hold deep lessons about standing for truth, trusting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and leaving behind a beautiful legacy. So let's continue this heart touching journey of a man whose courage was silent but whose heart was full of light. Sa'id radiallahu an disliked having any type of high position. He did not want any governorship. He did not want any type of rule, and he rejected it over and over again. Umar radiallahu an appointed him to be the governor of Damascus, as he was greatly useful in its conquest. Damascus was one of the most developed cities in the world at that time. He was there for a few months in the luxurious palace of Damascus. As he would see all the glory, the glitter, and the glamour of Damascus standing on the balconies of these palaces, Sa'id radiallahu an did not feel comfortable with the prominence that he had. He did not like the royalty and the comfort. So as he stood out there, he said to himself that this is not what he wanted. This is not what he signed up for. And so he sends a letter to Umar radiallahu an and asks him to allow him to just continue being a soldier. He also asked Umar radiallahu an to find someone who could be a better governor for Damascus. Sa'id radiallahu an chose to live a simple and quiet life, trying his best to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Years after the Khulafa had passed away, a governor named Marwan ibn Hakam ruled. Sa'id radiallahu an had a neighbor who went to the governor and complained that Sa'id radiallahu an had taken part of her land. As Sa'id radiallahu an was known not to fight back and raise his voice, so the woman took advantage of that. When Sa'id radiallahu an stood before the governor, he said, "You think that I would steal someone's land when I am the one who heard the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam talking about the crime of stealing someone's property and the penalty for it on the day of judgment." And so the governor asked, "What is the penalty?" Sa'id replied that he heard the Prophet ﷺ say that whoever took a span of land without right would be made to wear it around his neck on the day of judgment. Subhanallah, think about it. What a big crime that is. Sa'id radiallahu an was courageous but humble. He did insist that the land was rightfully his and that he had not taken it from her. Despite his belief in his ownership, Sa'id radiallahu an allowed the woman to keep the land. He made a powerful supplication to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, asking that if the woman's claim was false, then she should lose her eyesight and that her home becomes her grave. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us to fear the cry of the oppressed because there is no barrier, no veil between the cry of the oppressed and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answered his dua. The lady became blind, and while she was walking to her home, on the property that she wrongly took from Saeed fell into a well and died. A very great lesson can be learned from this story. Saeed radiallahu an passed away from this world in a very peaceful manner. One morning, he prayed Salatul Fajr and he went home and laid down uttering the Shahada, and he passed away. Lessons that we can learn from the life of Saeed ibn Zaid radiallahu an. We should be generous and helpful, showing kindness to others in both big and small ways. We should always try to learn new things. We must always speak the truth even when it's hard. We should never chase power or fame. Rather, we should seek to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in everything we do. And remember that there is no barrier between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the dua of the oppressed person. So always be fair and just. And so that's a wrap up for today's episode. Subhanallah, wasn't it amazing to learn about the courage, humility, and faith of Saeed ibn Zaid radiallahu anh? He is one of the Ashra Mubashara, the 10 companions promised Jannah by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Kids, these stories teach us how to be better Muslims every single day, just like the heroes of Islam who are part of this special group. We'll be back very soon with the story of another incredible companion. So get ready for more fun, learning, and inspiration from the Ashara Mubashara. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Zillnoorain, for more exciting episodes made just for you. And hit the bell icon so you're the first to know when the next story drops in. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and keep your hearts close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Always remember, the Ashara Mubashara are the shining examples of faith and greatness. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salah Tracker to keep you on track to success, a perfect gift for you and your loved ones.